All right, so we found the value of all 6 trig functions when we are using degrees. Now let's work in radians, okay? So the first thing is we need to find out what the reference angle is of 7 pi over 6. So first of all, let's draw our coordinate plane. This is 0 radians and this is pi radians. So 7 pi over 6, that's 7/6, which is more than 1 pi. So we're gonna be over here in quadrant 3. That's 7 pi over 6, okay? Which means that our triangle, all students take calculus, tangent is going to be positive. So we know tangent is positive and cotangent is positive, and every other function is going to be negative. Now we need to find what the reference angle is. So if we take 7 pi over 6 minus the closest x value or x axis is pi. So that's 1 pi. 7 pi over 6 minus 1 pi, or we can make that 6 pi over 6 is equal to pi over 6. Well, what is pi over 6 as a reference angle? In degrees, because if we know our 30, 60, 90 or our 45, 90 triangle, then we can easily do that. So let's take pi over 6 times 180 over pi. The pi's cancel, and I have 180 over 6, which is 30. So we're talking about a 30-degree reference angle. So if I redraw my, that's not a very good triangle. So if I redraw my triangle, and here's my 30, and I have my unit radius of 1, this should be 1/2, and then this should be square root 3 over 2. For my triangle, okay? So we're using this 30 degrees as my reference angle. So the sine is going to be opposite over hypotenuse, which is 1/2 over 1 is 1/2. The cosecant is the reciprocal, so that's -2. The cosine is going to be this negative square root 3 over 2, and then if I reciprocate that, I'm going to get 2 over root 3, which I've rationalized that enough times to know that that's just 2 root 3 over 3. Keep the negative sign. My tangent is my opposite over my adjacent. So that means that I'm going to have 1/2 divided by root 3 over 2, which is just the same as 2 over root 3. Those cancel. So I end up with 1 over square root of 3, but if I rationalize it, that's just the square root of 3 over 3. And then if I reciprocate that, square root 3 over 1, which is just the square root of 3. Okay, so those are your 6 values of a radian measure.